I'd like to call this meeting back to order. Commissioner, I accept the motion.
I move to approve resolution number R-13-34 for adoption.
Second.
The motion was made by Commissioner Edwards and seconded by Commissioner Jones to approve resolution number R-13-34 for adoption. And I will read that since it wasn't read previously. It's a resolution to implement a personnel manual memorandum of agreement with Fraternal Order of Police, International Association of Firefighters, International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, and International Union of Operating Engineers, and wage increases effective May 1, 2013 through December 31st, 2015. Mayor George.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Commissioner Faulkner.
Aye.
Commissioner Jones.
Aye.
It is now my privilege, ma'am, if you would stand up. This is for your dedication and service to the City of Coffeyville. This plaque says, presented to Pam Jones, City of Coffeyville Commissioners from April 2007 through April of 2013, and Pam was our mayor in April 2011 to 2012. Pam, this is the appreciation from the citizens of the City of Coffeyville.
Thank you. I didn't even dress up.
I'm just doing the job.
Okay.
It has been a pleasure with me, especially for me personally, to serve with you. You taught me a lot.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
And here's your little mayor badge. You can put this on your desk and show Bill
That I'm in charge.
that you're in charge. And we do have one for Virgil
Thank you
Horn
so
that we will
much.
make sure that he gets. And on Virgil's, it says Virgil O'Horn, Jr., City of Coffeyville Commissioner. Virgil was a commissioner in April 2005 to April of 2009. He became a commissioner again in April 2011 to April 2013. Virgil was the mayor in 2005 and 2006. He was also the mayor in 2007 and 2009. That's Virgil.
Thank you, Virgil, if you're watching.
So Pam, do you have any words?
Well, I tell you, it's been a learning experience. It's been a joyous experience. And like I told everybody, I started out wanting to open a tea room, and I couldn't figure out the buildings, who owned them, how much, what. So I got on planning and zoning for close to 5 years. And then I thought, well, I'll get on here and maybe I'll get some answers. I still don't have my tea room, and I don't care anymore. These guys have been good. I've been through several commissioners, several mayors, and it's been a learning experience. It's been fantastic. But I'm getting tired, and it's time to move on, and I'm happy. So thank you, everybody, and we have a great staff, wonderful staff. You new guys, you're going to fit in here great. If you've got questions, you've got a great bunch to work with. So with that, I guess I'll step down. Do I get my commissioner thing too? I'm going to take a little bit of everything when I leave. I do, seriously, I get to keep this one? Thank you.
The mic has to stay.
Oh, I can't take it
No,
either?
yeah, the microphone has to stay.
Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys.
You're welcome.
It's been a
Thank you.
privilege and a pleasure.
And you don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting.
Well, I'm going to stay for the swearing in.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to leave.
Next item is the swearing in of the new commissioners. Cindy Price will
Maybe the microphone will pick this up. And I'll just have you raise your right hand and repeat after me. solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution
to uphold the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the state of Kansas,
and the state of Kansas,
and to faithfully discharge
and to faithfully discharge
the duties of the Coffeyville City Commission.
the duties of the Coffeyville City Commission.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, and you can take your seat.
He's getting a picture there. Okay. With your permission, I'm going to butt in and jump in on the next item, selection of mayor and vice mayor on the agenda. And I'm going to, in the interest of commission continuity and stability, given the new direction that the city is moving, new initiatives, new goals, in order to preserve that level of continuity, I'm going to nominate and recommend that our current mayor, David George, remain in that position for the following year. And you may consider that a nomination.
Okay. Are there other nominations? And I will call the roll. Commissioner Edwards,
Absolutely, yes.
Commissioner George,
I'll abstain.
it's okay.
Okay, I'll vote for myself.
Commissioner Williams,
Aye.
Commissioner Faulkner,
Aye.
Commissioner Haskell.
Aye.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you, thank you. Okay, my turn. The mayor will ask for nominations for the vice mayor to serve through April the 8th, 2014. A roll call vote will be taken. Each commissioner will vote for the nominee of their choice. Do I have a nomination?
I nominate Don Edwards.
I nominate Jim Faulkner.
I didn't hear that.
Jim Faulkner.
Are there other nominations?
Any others?
When I call your name, then just vote for the person. Commissioner Edwards,
Well, I voted for myself last week, so I'll do it again this week.
Commissioner Castle,
Faulkner.
Commissioner Williams,
Edwards.
Mayor George,
I'm going to vote for Faulkner.
Commissioner Faulkner.
No pressure. I appreciate the nomination, appreciate that greatly. However, I'm going to vote for Commissioner Edwards.
Thank you.
And that looks like a 3-2 vote to me.
Yes, it is.
Squeaked by again.
I like having Don by me. I can kick you.
All right.
Okay, Cindy, you going to place this or what?
We'll just leave you there for tonight, and then I will get name tags and have those, not name tags, name plates
Okay,
So I think you're fine.
for tonight. Okay, next item, new business. Discussion and action to appoint one person to a 4-year term on the Coffeyville Public Library Board serving to April 30th, 2017. We have 2 applicants, Nelson Christian and Diane Watson. If either one of you are here, we would like for you to come up to the podium, name and address, and give us your qualifications.
Mr. Mayor, Commissioners, my name is Diane Watson, and I have been on the Coffeyville City Library for 4 years, and I'm reapplying because I really enjoy my job. I have been secretary for 1 year, and I am now the treasurer. And I have taken all the state board tests that they've given and passed them, I assume, because I'm still there.
And I'm Nelson Christian. I've been in the community about 1.5 years. I have a lot of management experience and looking for a way to get involved in the community.
Great. Any questions for either one of them? Anybody?
I have one. I want to know what your guys' thoughts are on the state of the public library, our public library right now. What do you guys think? What do you guys want to do with it?
Well, right now, we are...
Please come back to the microphone.
I'm sorry. Right now, we're about ready to turn in our budget for next year. And I'm hoping that it will pass. We are getting new computers and replacing old ones. And let's see, what else?
Carpet.
Pardon?
Carpet.
Oh, yes, carpet. New chairs. Yeah. We've got new chairs that are going to be given away. And the city's going to come take the old ones. And the new ones had a little piece of misprint in the fabric, and every chair had it. So they had to go to the manufacturer, and he said, yes, that's right, they're no good. Because they would be, default, they would, I don't know the word. Anyway, they would not stand up. And we are getting new chairs to replace the new chairs. That's
I sure don't have that experience. I don't know, I guess I'm not a person to come in and change a lot. I would like to find out what your vision for the library is, what the vision of the community is, how we can make the library more of an asset to the community, obviously as we try to regrow and bring new people into the community. I would like to find out, but to say I'm going to make this change or that change right now, I don't have enough information to really speak on that.
Okay, thank you. I would like to make a suggestion. To whichever one of you do not make it, we have another position open on the Planning and Zoning Board, and I think either one of you would be perfect for that situation, if you would consider it. Okay. I entertain a motion, Commissioners.
A second.
I would like to nominate Diane Watson to fill the position.
You going to second it?
Yes. Sorry, I couldn't hear any.
The motion was made by Commissioner Faulkner and seconded by Commissioner Castler to appoint Diane Watson to serve a 4-year term on the Coffeyville Public Library Board through April 30th, 2017. Mayor George.
Aye.
Commissioner Faulkner.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Commissioner Castler.
Aye.
Mr. Christian, I definitely am serious about the planning and zoning. With your background in economic development, that would be a great help for us, if you would consider that.
I've been on it, and I have to say, it's a very good job, a good bunch of guys to be working with, so I think you should go for it, too.
All right, moving on, resolution number R-13-36, a resolution to award a contract to Mueller Construction for the demolition of 5 properties. Our illustrious Fire Chief James Grimmett will make comments.
Thank you, Mayor, Commissioners. On April 3rd, we received 2 sealed bids to demolish 5 properties, and G&G Dozer was at $15,682. Mueller Construction was $15,450, and we recommend that you approve Mueller for this contract.
Any questions, Commissioners?
I have no questions.
I don't have any questions.
I'll move to approve. I'll move to approve. Now, Cindy, that don't make sense. I'll move to approve Resolution R-13-36 for adoption.
Second.
Motion was made by Mayor George and seconded by Commissioner Faulkner to approve resolution number R-13-36 for adoption. Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Commissioner Kessler.
Aye.
Commissioner Faulkner.
Aye.
Mayor George.
Aye. Item 3, resolution number R-13-37, a resolution to award a construction contract to TC Underground for water main replacement. Deputy Public Works Director Jim Bradshaw will make comments.
Mayor, Commissioners, the City of Caulfield has 2 water mains that feed our industrial park, and they both connect in or around the railroad tracks located on the road now referred to as Industrial Park Road. Over the past several months, the Water Distribution Department has repaired at least a dozen or more leaks on a section of 12-inch main that is highlighted in yellow on the map that was included with my staff report. With the cost of repair clamps ranging from $800 to $1,200 each, depending on the length of the clamp, staff felt it was time to look into replacement of this section of main. Staff contacted 2 local contractors with an attempt to contact a third, but received no response, and met with the 2 contractors on site to go over the extent of the project. The project will consist of 2 bores, one under the railroad tracks and one under the county road. Staff received written quotes from both contractors, which are included in my staff report also. The city has utilized both of these contractors in the past, and both have performed well for us. The low quote was from TC Underground of Independence, Kansas, for the amount of $80,274.50. Attached are copies of the quotes received, along with a map showing the area where the work will be performed, highlighted in yellow. Records show that this section line was installed in around 1980. The cost of this project will be funded from the Water Depreciation Replacement Fund 910. Therefore, city staff recommends authorizing the mayor and the city clerk to enter into a construction contract with TC Underground of Independence, Kansas, in an amount not to exceed $80,274.50. Try to answer any questions you might have.
Any reason why we're not doing this in-house?
We are, like I explained, we've got two mains that feed the industrial park. This section has got us down to one feed now going to the industrial park. The existing line already has 2 other leaks on it, and we are currently working at East 4th and Northeast Street, relocating the water line there for a clink project coming up. We just got through finished with with all the with the 5 intersection projects that was just done, relocating water lines.
So we just don't have the manpower at the time to do that?
To move out there and stay on top of the other stuff we need to do. And with us being down to 1 feed at the industrial park, we feel that it's important to get this done as soon as possible.
Okay.
So we'll have a reliable feed at the industrial park.
Understand. Any other questions, Commissioners?
None from me. I'll move to approve resolution number R-13-37. and award construction to TC for replacement of the underground line.
Second?
Motion was made by Commissioner Faulkner and seconded by Commissioner Edwards to approve resolution number R-13-37 for adoption. Commissioner Castleton.
Aye.
Mayor George.
Aye.
Commissioner Williams.
Aye.
Commissioner Edwards.
Aye.
Commissioner Faulkner.
Aye.
Okay, item 4, report on drought status. Public Works Director Chuck Shively will make comments. Boy, Chuck, are you going somewhere tonight? You're all dressed up.
This agenda item is for information purposes only, and it requires no action by the city commission. For the benefit of the new commissioners, and as a refresher for the returning commissioners, I'll begin with some background information. The city of Coffeyville has 2 water rights from the state of Kansas, which authorize us to draw water from the Verdigris River at set quantities and flow rates. The city also has a water purchase agreement with the Kansas Water Office Water Marketing Program for water in Elk City Reservoir. Our water marketing contract makes water available in the event that natural flows in the river can't meet the needs of our water utility. The water contract can kind of be thought of as an insurance policy to ensure that we have water in the event of a drought. Our contract is for up to 300 million gallons annually at 10 cents per 1,000 gallons. We pay for 150 million gallons of that, whether we use it or not, at a minimum annual cost of $15,000. If we exceed the 150 million gallons paid for by our minimum annual payment, we begin paying for the water used at 10 cents per 1,000 gallons, up to a total of 300 million gallons. The city has a water conservation plan, which includes a drought emergency contingency plan. That plan identifies 3 stages of water drought emergency contingency and lists actions to be taken under each stage. The first, least restrictive stage is a water watch, which includes actions such as asking the public to voluntarily reduce water consumption. The second stage is a water warning, which includes curtailing non-essential city water use. The water warning stage also implements measures such as odd-even lawn watering, restricting outdoor use of water between 9 p.m. and 10 a.m., placing restrictions on refilling of swimming pools, and restricting golf course watering to greens and tees only after sunset. The third, most restrictive stage is a water emergency, which includes banning all outdoor use of water and prohibiting waste of water. In response to a drought order from Governor Brownback on July 6th of 2012, the Kansas Water Office recommended that the city of Coffeyville implement the water watch stage of our water conservation plan. So on July 11th of last year, the city of Coffeyville issued a press release implementing the water watch status and encouraging voluntary water conservation. Due to persistent drought conditions and related lack of flow in the Verdigris River, on August 2nd, 2012, the Kansas Department of Agriculture, Division of Water Resources, issued an order to the city of Coffeyville which prohibited diversion of water from the Verdigris River except as specifically authorized by the Division of Water Resources as natural flows. The Division of Water Resources, or the DWR, is required by the state statute to determine how much natural flow is available in the river, divided up among the entities with approved water rights, and enforce the rights of those entities. DWR then began notifying the city weekly how much natural flow was allotted to the city for the upcoming week. We would then request release of water from Elk City from our contract if needed to make up the difference between what was allotted to us and what we were actually using. Although we had ample water available to us at the time through our water marketing contract, we were steadily using up the 150 million gallons that was already paid for. Once that was gone, we would have to begin paying 10 cents per 1,000 gallons for any additional water up to the $300 million cap. So on August 14th, the City Commission approved an ordinance authorizing the declaration of an emergency to issue a water warning within the city of Coffeyville. The water warning was to continue until declared to have ended by the city manager or the city manager's designee. The water warning stage has remained in effect from that time through March of this year. Recent rainfalls in the Verdigris River Basin have improved the drought situation somewhat in southeast Kansas. In response to the improved situation, the DWR has now rescinded their order limiting diversion of water because natural flows are more than sufficient for all the existing water rights in the basin. The drought has not ended, but southeast Kansas has improved enough to be listed as severe drought condition as opposed to most of Kansas, which is listed as extreme or exceptional drought conditions. Therefore, effective April 1st, 2013, the city manager has declared that the water warning has ended and the city of Coffeyville is now under the first stage water watch status, which calls for voluntary water conservation. Hopefully, we'll receive significant spring rainfalls, refilling the ponds, lakes, and reservoirs, and ending the drought. But until that time, the city requests that the public continue to make efficient use of water, such as washing full loads of laundry, taking shorter showers, not letting faucets run, and reducing outdoor use, etc. I'd be happy to try to answer any questions you might have.
I have a question. Do
Okay.
what is the current state of, or has it already been decided, the suit between the City of Independence and the marketing program?
That's not been decided. There's been briefs filed back and forth. At this point, really nothing. The state most recently requested that it go to an arbitrator, I believe, or something like that was the most recent action. But the judge hasn't ruled on that yet that I've seen.
And for the city, do we foresee that having any impact, either positively or negatively, on us, depending on which way that decision goes?
I mean, for my part, it could have some effect. It just depends how that goes, how the judge rules and what he rules.
I do remember discussing that in executive session as pending litigation with our attorney present, and I would like to not comment based on that.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Any other questions for Chuck?
If any of you are interested in keeping up with the situation, the drought, the Kansas Water Office has you can go to www.kwo.org, and there's a button there, Kansas Drought, and it has a wealth of information about the situation in the state.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Now we're down to General Staff Committee reports. Any reports from general staff?
Mayor and Commissioners, we have some electric utility bonds that are eligible for refunding, and we're currently in the process of looking at hiring a financial advisor for the city. But due to the fact that these are eligible now, I wanted to bring to the commission and see what your thoughts were as far as, do you want to wait until we get the financial advisor on board and then look at refunding, or do you want to move forward with the savings? We've had a couple of proposals sent to us as far as the savings that we could generate on these bonds, and it's anywhere from about $615,000 to $750,000.
I'm a little, I guess I'm in left field. I didn't know we were looking for a financial advisor.
Yeah, we have discussed it internally. A lot of times, one of the challenges with hiring a firm, whether it's Stifel Nicholas, Piper Jaffray, Oppenheimer, is they work for the city. They're trying to get us the lowest interest rate they can. But at the same time, They work for the investors. They're trying to get them the best interest rate that they can get for a return on their investment. They're in the middle. And a lot of cities have, for economic development purposes, for bonds, for restructuring, any of those things, they hire an independent financial advisor who's a fee-based person that just comes in. They put together a request for proposals, request for qualifications. They issue those out. There's an arm's length relationship. And they make those companies bid on the services of being an underwriter and being able to sell those bonds. It usually gets you a better return, usually gets you a lower interest rate.
So we can expect to save money?
We can expect to save money by hiring an independent financial advisor, and they would also provide advice regarding any future bond structures that we might have, whether they were tax increment financing, special improvement districts, those kinds of things.
So this is a one-time, we just bring them on one time, or we're talking about retainer?
You typically want to keep an established relationship with one.
Okay.
It's actually one of the recommended practices of the Government Finance Officers Association. For
My
expediency purposes, we were just wanting to know, do you want to wait? We don't anticipate interest rates going up in the near future that would lower the amount of money that we save, but obviously, we can't predict what's going to happen with interest rates, so there is less risk in moving forward.
Well, how long do you think it'll take to find somebody?
Well, that depends on when the request for qualifications is issued for the financial advisor. Probably giving them 3 to 4 weeks to respond and do a selection. It shouldn't take more than 2 months, but the question is, do you want to move forward now? Because we could start the process now and it would take about 6 weeks, or we could start the process in 2 months and it would take about 6 weeks. I just committed Stephanie to having something done in 2 months that I'm not sure she was ready for, but.
Well, my first thought is, I and this is just a personal opinion, commissioners have their own voice. I would rather see us have this financial person on board, but I really don't want to wait 2 months or 3 months because of the interest rates. So can you give me a better scenario?
And that's why we asked, because you we'd like you to make a decision to direct staff to move forward with the refunding, or direct staff to hold off on the refunding until we find a financial advisor.
Sooner, later.
Well,
Sooner or later.
let me ask this question. Can we already start the ball rolling of looking at the refunding at the same time as we're trying to hire this person as a financial person?
We've gone about as far in that process as we can.
Okay. What do you guys want to do? I'm lost.
Well, I'm in favor of saving money, so sooner sounds better than later.
That would defeat the purpose of hiring a financial planner, would it not?
Would it?
It would, but you also run the risk that interest rates would climb in the meantime.
When does the Fed meet next to discuss interest rates? I thought they just met.
Yeah, but munis, they fluctuate all
They
the time.
fluctuate
Interest
daily.
rates fluctuate daily.
Yeah, they're a daily fluctuate.
But it's also, anything can happen with the world economy that can.
I did read it right now
bonds
that
look like a better investment.
a lot of investors are looking at them.
What's your crystal ball say?
I think 2 months, we're not going to lose that much. I would rather see a financial planner, just to make sure it's an arm's length deal and we're not getting taken, or we're getting everything we can for the money. It's personal
Okay.
opinion. But I'll do whatever everybody else wants to do.
I'd go with the planner then.
Don't Chris?
I defer to your experience.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Okay, we've got 4 for
I've already
planner.
heard at least
I'll go
3.
for a planner.
We have a consensus.
Let's go for the planner then.
Thank you. Also, I wanted to verify with you, I think we are going to be able to bring in ETC to provide a presentation regarding the residential survey results at the next meeting.
Okay.
If that works out with them, is that okay with you to have that placed on the agenda?
And one last quick question. Where are we on the ordinances? Have those been returned to us yet? rewrites?
The codification.
Codification.
Modification?
We talked about that today in staff meeting, honestly.
Yes.
Today was the first time I realized that that's been going on since the flood, and I directed staff to basically scrap that and look at hiring, to talk to MuniCode, who's the largest company that handles that kind of stuff, or Sullivan Publications. Either of those firms should be able to do codification in a matter of months. It should never take years.
I thought we hired somebody last year to do that.
No, it's for P and Z.
Ah, okay, that's right.
Yeah, we hired,
The league has been working on that.
Okay.
No, it's Oxnard, Hare and
Oh,
Harris.
you're talking,
For
okay.
P and Z.
Oxford
Yeah, it
and
is.
Hare were for planning and zoning.
Right.
We have all of our ordinances out for codification right now. We're not moving forward quickly at all on the municipal codification, which that's the everyday ordinance.
The planning and zoning, I believe, has been presented to planning and zoning, and there were some minor tweaks to that that they were going back to make.
There'll be a presentation to you on that very soon.
I'm sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you were talking about the one that we were 6 years into the process of trying to get fixed.
Okay. Any other staff?
Also, I had one other thing, is that Sunoco has contacted me regarding either leasing the entire old Walmart building or purchasing it, and I would like your permission to move forward with negotiations on either selling them that building or...
And that's the current tenant, correct?
That's correct.
I think whatever we do, I'm not real happy with the fact that the parking lot of that building has become a laydown yard, and it's visible from the highway, so whichever route we go, I would certainly like to address that issue, and frankly, even if we keep it, we need to look at painting the exterior of that building, because it's starting to look bad.
Again, my personal opinion, let's start negotiating and see what they want, see what they'll do. It might not go anywhere, but let's see what we've got to play with. And maybe Don's idea might be something we put in the negotiations.
Okay. And if it's okay with you, I'd also keep the mayor involved in those conversations because of his background in real estate.
Huh? Is everybody okay with that? Okay. Anything else?
Staff had
Okay,
no other reports.
for you two new guys, this is the time when if you've got something that you want to bring up and would like to discuss, this is your, we do this at the last of the meeting.
I don't have anything at this moment.
Okay. Don, you got anything?
No.
Jim?
No.
Mark?
I'd like to discuss, Coffeyville has a proud history, but a lot of our citizens don't know it. I'd like to discuss possibly having a Coffeyville History Month in June, because I believe it was around June when the city was founded, in May or June. Maybe get some of the city, the companies involved in the town, work out something to celebrate Coffeyville history. Doesn't have to be a month, we can do whatever we...
Why don't you do some research on it and bring back ideas to us,
Okay.
and we can look at it and see what we can do.
Okay.
Is everybody okay with that?
I'm great with that.
Okay. Anything else anybody wants to? Yes?
Just a brief moment, and the ordinances. The spur of the moment thing
Whoa,
here.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Name, address.
Okay, Dustin Faust, 505 Sterling. The concern, I don't know if this may be the place to express it, but I feel it may be.
Okay.
We have children playing in the streets with their basketball goals, and compliments to the Coffeyville Police Department. They do come by and let them know it's a problem, and as soon as the police department leaves, the children are back in the roads. And it's not in any particular spot of town because they do it all over town. My suggestion to the problem is to make an ordinance to where those goals are not allowed in the streets, because the kids won't move for you. They're in the middle of the street, and it's an interruption to their ball game. And if you do call the police, the police do come by. I seen them do it just this evening, and they will get onto them, and they'll leave for 10, 15 minutes, and as soon as the police are gone, they're back in the street. And I just think it would be great if we could say no basketball hoops in the street, because that's a big issue. If one of them get run over accidentally, they're playing ball, they're not watching traffic. And they can put them in their driveways. But it was just a simple request maybe we could look into for a city ordinance on that I feel is pretty prominent for their safety. Not to mention, it's a hassle on drivers going down the road. And I've seen city trucks and everything else have to stop and slow down for kids and everything. And that's kind of a small request to get them off the streets.
Amen.
It would be good for everybody.
I'd like to rescind my no comment motion.
But that was all I needed, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Justin, we
Thank you.
appreciate it. Go ahead and make a comment.
Do we have an ordinance against basketball goals in the street? Is that something that we can look at?
The commissioners direct.
Let's direct it to Tony and let Tony look at what we could do. And
I don't believe I've seen an ordinance worded anywhere to that effect. We do get complaints from time to time. We do run kids off when we do find them. But obviously, kids are kids, and they do come back. What I'll look into is I'll talk with our city attorney and see if these basketball goals are on the city right-of-way, we might be able to just seize them. And so it might be an easier solution to...
What'd you say, seize them?
That's correct.
It might be abandoned property right
Yeah. But there's solutions to look at,
Yeah.
to consider.
I would also comment that a lot of times this isn't kids being kids. A lot of times these are what I would call young adults or even full-grown adults that are
Sure.
doing this.
So we'll look at different options, and we'll look at if there are other cities that have similar ordinances and...
make some
and that, so-
recommendations for us.
Right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One other thing that I'd like to bring up that I forgot about. Last week, Commissioner Horn brought up an issue about the gun range. And one thing I wanted to address is I would like to have a look at the contract or the memorandum of agreement between the city of Coffeyville and the gun club, not to basically the packet that was put out a couple weeks ago. That particular agreement was written back in the early 90s. The description of the property is not even correct. That needs to be addressed, and we need to probably have a sit down with the gun club and reevaluate that contract to get it worded correctly and get some type of consensus between the city and the gun club for use of that facility.
Anybody else?
And also, I'd like to also address just the incident that just happened, where a gentleman had something to say at the end of the new business. I would like to see, and I don't know how your guys' thoughts are, but I would like to see an extra spot put in the agenda at the end of new business for people to address the commission or address any concerns that they have in reference to new business, basically a public comment section. Of course, we got the one at the beginning, but I'd also like to see the one at the end because I think it's very important, at least to me, that we get input from the citizens of Coffeyville and get their feelings on basically what's occurring in their city government. So how do you guys feel about that?
I have no problem with it. My philosophy is anytime a citizen wants to get up, when we're talking about something, discussing an item, anytime a citizen wants to get up and discuss it with us, perfect. I have no problems with that. Name and address. But, if you want to put one at the end too, that's great. I have no problem.
Okay.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Marcus? Okay. Bingo. Anything else? I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second.
I move to adjourn.
Second. Over and out.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.